So all this is happening during the Islander game yesterday. And, of course, I want to watch the game. And I'm watching the game. And, Matt and Cal and Casey are playing great. This Beauvillier kid is playing great. Jordan Eberle had a tremendous game yesterday. So they take a 2-game lead over the Florida Panthers, and they'll play today again. But I think they play today. So Matt scored, but I never saw it because right before he scored, the power went out. So I didn't see the goal, and I'm getting text messages from Sydney, Matt scored, and then all my buddies are, Matt scored, did you see the goal? And I'm like, no, I didn't see the goal. And then I'm on a text thread with Matt, and I told him I didn't see the goal, and he goes, well, make sure the house is totally, locked up now because it's working for me. So it was interesting. Yeah. I was happy for him, happy for them. Not happy for my team last night. My team went out with a whimper. At least Shesterkin actually got into goal, and you could see why he's a difference maker. You could see why he uses his stick and how he handles the puck. And the Rangers just were overwhelmed, and the Carolina Hurricanes beat the pulp out of them. They really did, and you give Carolina, that team, a lot of credit. Rob Brendamore, their coach, a lot of credit. And the Rangers, have a lot of decisions to make now. They have to look at a lot of young players. They have to decide what they're going to do with Henrik and with a couple of other restricted free agents. The other thing, too, is now, because they have been knocked out of the qualifying round, believe it or not, they are in play for the first overall draft pick because the number one pick is up for grabs for the teams that get basically knocked out of this qualifying round, and there'll be a reseeding of or potential for one of these teams to come away with the first overall pick in the draft. So there is something there to look forward to, and I think it's like a 12.5% chance for the 8 teams that are not going to qualify and move on to the Stanley Cup Finals. So the NHL did a smart thing. They have an opportunity now to have yet another lottery, and the Rangers could get the number one overall pick. So we'll see if that could happen. But a lot of decisions, very disappointing. I was happy that Shesterkin finally played. We could see him. You could see just how good he is with the stick and how calm he is. A couple of those goals, much like a couple of the Henrik goals that Henrik gave up, hey, they have no choice. They're too close. So the Rangers defense has got a lot of learning to do. And plus, another goalie, James Reimer in this case, the backup goalie who hasn't played in a playoff game for 7 years, was unbelievable last night again. And he had probably made 6 or 7 point-blank saves that were ridiculous. And Sami Vatanen actually made a save with his shoulder right in the crease.
I mean, to me, the biggest stretch, even though you had an intermission in between, was about a minute and a half to go in the second period with that Brendan Lemieux sort of multiple opportunities. It was sort of like, the Charles Smith getting those 15 rebounds and not being able to get it in. And then, of course, about a minute and a half into the third period, Carolina scores, and then that was that. So, and that was, to me, the momentum changer. That changed everything. But Carolina was flat out better. And just the ice was tilted for the Hurricanes for a majority of Game 3 and felt like a majority of the series. Now, Eddie Scozzare is a guy who is off this week, and he's also someone who likes to check in when he's on these staycations, make sure everything is okay. So I see a text message come in during the open from Eddie Scozzare, and I'm thinking, what could this be about, right? Could it be about, hey, if this happens on the show, technically, try this. Did you make it on the air? Something like that. So what do you think Eddie Scozzare texted me about this morning? Just take a wild guess. Anything. Just give me a broad topic.
How are the dogs? How did Ella make it through the storm?
No, he did not. He did not ask that. What he did was he texted me a Rangers joke. That's what he did.
Oh, okay.
He texted me a joke to tell you about the Rangers. So this is Eddie Scazzare's Ranger dig this morning.
All right.
Because he desperately wants to be here to be able to dig on you with the Rangers. He texts at 6:06 this morning, who would have thought that Yoenis would have given New York more than twice as many games as the Rangers? That's the Eddie Scozzare line of the morning.
That's pretty funny.
That he wanted me to share.
Yeah. That's making me laugh.